Welcome back. In today's video, we will open Blender for the first time and look at the user interface. So, you should have an icon on your desktop. If not, you can come down to the search bar, type in Blender, and it should show up down there. So, double click on that, and the first thing you'll see is the splash screen. Now, there are some options on yours that you can change. Because I've already opened Blender, those options only show up for the first time and I don't have them anymore. There shouldn't be anything there that you need to change, so I would recommend leaving those alone. So if you'll just click somewhere on the splash screen or off to the side, that will disappear. Now at first glance, Blender can seem a bit overwhelming. There are a lot of things to look at, so I'm going to break that down and help you understand what exactly it is that you see on the screen. So there are a lot of buttons, there's a lot of windows, there's a lot of menus and numbers on the screen. And for most beginners, it seems really overwhelming. So to help you understand, let's talk about how Blender is organized. All these things together, the buttons, the windows, all of that makes the user interface. So that is how you, the user, interacts with Blender and tells it what you want to do. And tell it what you want to do. So Blender's user interface is divided into 5 sections that are called editors. Let's take a minute and go over each of those. First, along the top, you see the info header, and there's that small strip right there where my mouse is moving. The info header is used for tasks like saving, opening, or creating new files. You can also make changes to preferences, etc., things of that nature. To the right of those kind of basic menus, you have some tabs, and those tabs will allow you to change the layout of Blender to do different tasks. You don't have to do any of that now. It will be a bit confusing. We're just going to leave it on layout. Next, the second area that I'll talk about is this huge area in the center left, I guess, and this is the 3D viewport. Now, the 3D viewport is used to view the 3D scene that you're creating. You'll spend most of your time looking at this area where my mouse is moving around. So, third on the top right is the outliner. And the outliner has an outliner list of all the things that are in your scene. Right now, we only have 3 things, which we'll discuss later. But when you have 20, 30, 40, 100, 200 things in your scene, this really helps to be able to find those and easily select or do whatever it is you need to do. Fourth, below the outliner is the Properties panel, this section here to the bottom right. This is where you will control most of your settings related to the objects in the scene, the lights, the whole scene itself. All of that will be in this area typically. What I usually tell students, the 3D viewport here on the left, this big area is what you use most of the time. The properties panel will be the section that you use second most. So you're going to spend most of your time between these two different areas. Last, at the bottom, we have the timeline, and this allows you to control your animation. So basic things like starting, stopping, changing how many frames long it is. All those things will be controlled down here in the timeline. So let's review really quick. We have 5 editors, sorry. Oh, sorry, my notes are messing up there. So we have 5 editors, so I'll just review this quickly. We have the info header at the top. We have the 3D viewport here in the center. And once again, this will be the one that you'll be looking at the most. Top right is the outliner with a list of your objects in the scene. Bottom right is the properties panel where you'll be changing a lot of properties, a lot of settings related to your scene. And the last one we discussed is the timeline where you control your animations. So, in our next video, we will start looking at some very basic things in Blender and kind of understanding how to move around in space. Thanks for watching.